Hello everyone. Today I would like to discuss soul lessons and why these soul lessons are important and how do I identify during my lifetime the majority, let's say, of soul lessons, because each and every one of us has during this lifetime certain lessons that tend to occur much more than other soul lessons, and they can be grouped around, let's say, a cycle. So, for example, let's say that I am trying to find someone that I am compatible with. I will have probably as a soul lesson the ability to understand, forgive, and tolerate other people. If this is a soul lesson to me, if this is a major soul lesson to me, then I will be exposed over and over again to probably people that suffer from narcissism, to people that are intolerant, to people that showcase a selfish tendency in their relationships. And I will be triggered, of course, specifically by these people. So if I have this soul lesson unlearned yet, I will get to encounter it in all of my romantic relationships, and I will feel incredibly sad, and I will feel powerless in many situations because I will feel that it's a never-ending cycle. And from some point of view, I am right. The cycle, it's never ending when I am not aware of it. The power of awareness, it's not only your ability to deeply grasp the why. The why is this happening to me at this point of my life? But the power of awareness, it's also incredibly healing, because I am not feeling guilty anymore of choosing that painful pattern. I am not trying to blame other people anymore. I am rather more consistent in finding new ways of healing myself and of truly understanding the why. Why is this happening to me? A soul lesson, it's something difficult. A soul lesson, it's something that will trigger me in all aspects of my personality. There will not be any side of myself that will be left aside when I will have to learn a soul lesson. And at times, I will say this is too much. I can't do it. And I am feeling overwhelmed. And I will feel that I am crashing down. I will feel that it's overburdening me. And I will dismiss my experience as being important. Why am I doing this? Well, because a soul lesson can trigger the deepest layers of my subconscious mind. I will be on a very interesting journey through my subconscious mind, and I will have to discover myself in so many ways. And what will I discover? Well, I will begin with my insecurities. I will start from my deepest fears, and they will all, absolutely each and every one of them, pop out when I will have to learn that soul lesson. And I will explore some depths that will make me feel that I'm drowning at times. Actually, I'm not drowning. Actually, what I am doing is I'm emerging to the surface of my conscious mind by dealing with everything that has been stored and not healed yet from my subconscious mind. A soul lesson, it's something very powerful. It's something very meaningful, and it's something that will stick with me for the rest of my life. Once I have learned a soul lesson, I will benefit of it every single day of my life in any encounter with everybody. But this beneficial aspect of learning a soul lesson will be something unknown to me until I will truly absorb it. Now, let's discuss a bit about truly understanding a soul lesson, because there are many people that during this lifetime receive several soul lessons. Maybe they are deeply humiliated. Maybe they are abandoned many times. Maybe they choose always relationships that hurt them. Maybe there is always something negative happening to them because they choose to keep it in their own lives. Are they receiving soul lessons? Yes. Are they willing to learn them? No. Every cycle that repeats itself in my life, it's a sign, it's a signal that I have not yet learned everything I had to learn about a soul lesson. Because if at this point of my life I'm saying, I have learned this soul lesson. So, you know, I have been in a relationship and I have learned what it means to be abandoned, to suffer, and I know everything about it. And I know that in the future, I will not choose a partner that will trigger me in the same way. Well, it is not up to you to decide that you have learned a soul lesson. It is up to your subconscious mind to truly embody that soul lesson. You have to truly become it so you can claim that you have learned it. Unless you truly become what you are learning, you have not learned it yet. And you have not learned it yet because your mind, it's not the only indicator that you have learned something. You have to prove it. You have to show it in your behavior, in your mind patterns. You have to show it in your feelings, in the way in which you express emotions. And mostly, you know that you have learned a soul lesson when that thing that used to hurt you enormously, it's not hurting you anymore. And then, only then, you can say, well, I am mastering this soul lesson. Why is a soul lesson repeating itself? Well, a soul lesson, it's not an unwelcome visitor. A soul lesson, it's not something meant to hurt you. A soul lesson, it's not something, let's say, unpleasant and nasty that you have to encounter over and over again. No. A soul lesson, it's something that it's meant to make you explore things you wouldn't have explored otherwise. And also, a soul lesson, it's something incredibly pure. Although you may have had that experience before, the way in which you will experience this soul lesson now will be different from everything else. So yes, you may have had a soul lesson 10 years ago or 2 days ago, but the way in which you are experiencing it today, it's completely different from everything. And a soul lesson can be incredibly triggering when I am not fully accepting myself. A soul lesson can be something so painful to watch from the inside and from the outside of my life that it feels like a death. On one hand, it is a rebirth of my identity because I am emerging as a new person from that soul lesson. I am emerging as someone truly awakened to a new dimension of my personality, and I am truly awakened to a new dimension of my being. Now, another important aspect of going through a soul lesson, it's the fact that no one will understand me. There is a very small likelihood that people will understand what am I going through at that specific moment, because everything will be different. I will experience a new level of understanding, and so the way in which I think, the way in which I feel will be very different from what I used to be before. So I need to find in myself the patience and the perseverance to fully absorb the soul lesson, because there are many chances that I am not aware of my soul lesson, that I am deeply absorbed by my ego, and I am saying, well, this is something I don't deserve. From the point where I say I don't deserve to go through this, I am basically saying I do not want to learn this soul lesson. And when I say I don't want to learn the soul lesson, what I'm saying to myself is I will not benefit from the experience of this soul lesson. Once I do this, it will be impossible for me to grasp any knowledge from whatever happens to me. A soul lesson can be an incredibly demanding and negative experience. It can be something extremely moving, and it can be something that will shake me to the core. However, this something, once healed, will be one of my top qualities. Because if I have been abandoned many times, and right now I am not suffering anymore when I am abandoned, the soul lesson is complete. So in my next relationships, abandonment won't be a soul lesson that I need to learn. If I am a very impulsive person and I do things without ever considering other people, maybe my soul lesson is to learn how to be patient, how to listen to other people's needs. So I will have in my relationships, I will experience at times people that are incredibly impulsive as I am, or even more impulsive than me. And I will feel incredibly sad and triggered by it, but that is my chance to heal that aspect that requires understanding the soul lesson. We are always during this lifetime engaged with learning a soul lesson. At times it is very intense, at times it is not that intense, but still it's meaningful, and we can never ever be outside our soul lessons, and even if we have learned them all, they are still serving us by bringing to the surface other aspects of our personalities. We can make the best of our soul lessons by accepting ourselves as we are and by letting them happen. Because there is this strange phenomenon and this very deep tendency of denying that we have the necessity at that time of being weak, of being vulnerable, of being abandoned, of being betrayed. But that soul lesson, it is exactly where we stand from a spiritual point of view. And when we understand it and we fully absorb the soul lesson, then we can begin a new cycle. And repetitive cycles in our lives, this is how they are broken. By fully integrating and absorbing a soul lesson, and by giving us the chance of seeing, why is this happening? Why exactly am I going through this? And when I start to find the cause, of course, that I can interfere with my experience. There are many people that are experiencing this life as a movie, as something that does not belong to them, as something that just happens. They just wake up, they just go to their job, or they do what they have to do, or they don't do anything, and that is life. It's something that just happens to you. But actually, we are happening to our lives. And as forms of consciousness, we are always creating our own realities. So a soul lesson, it's not something that just comes into my life like an accident. A soul lesson is something that has been already generated by my own consciousness, and I have to confront it as a result of me being that form of consciousness that generated it. When I am aware that everything that happens to me, it's something that I am creating, it's something that comes from my being to me, then things change and my perspective shifts, because I am not a victim anymore. I am a powerful creator of my own reality, and so I can influence whatever happens to me. We are going through different stages in our lives, and these stages are different in the sense that once I have learned a difficult lesson, a difficult soul lesson, maybe I will have to learn another easy soul lesson, but because I am exhausted, or maybe because I am in denial, I will make it difficult. So it is very important not to complicate our lives by resisting change, by judging ourselves or by judging others. And the majority of soul lessons are sent to us through people. So when I'm saying this person was a jerk, this person was someone that hurt me so much, I am so sad that I met this person, you are actually saying to yourself, I am judging my soul lesson and I am not letting it be something useful to me, because that person was there in your life to teach you something, and you are denying the precious gift that this specific person was in charge with. Soul lessons are hidden blessings in the sense that you don't see it when it happens. So it will definitely take some time until you will truly understand it, until you will truly be aware of it, and you just need to give yourself that time. You just need to allow yourself to understand the soul lesson, to stay with it, to be it, to become it, and then, and only then, you can start to feel this process of rebirth as something incredibly powerful and healing. And after learning a soul lesson, there is a specific peace of mind and peace of heart that cannot be compared to any other experience. You know that you have learned a soul lesson when your level of inner peacefulness and inner bliss, it's very high, and you don't feel that triggered anymore when things don't go your way. You just don't let yourself be absorbed by other people's reactions or energies, and you don't let yourself be, let's say, punished by things that are hurting you, and instead you choose to nurture things that are helping you, and you choose to be that positive experience for other people that you have wished it would have happened to you. We are soul lessons to other people too. We, in many cases, we hurt people too, and this is not by our own willingness at times, but it is something that comes from the fact that we need to teach some people their soul lessons, and we are their instruments. And of course, other people are our instruments too. We are meeting everybody in this lifetime with a purpose. If we are patient and if we are grounded and grateful, we get to see this purpose. Maybe not today, maybe not in a year, maybe not in 2 years, but we will see it, because definitely there is purpose in everything. Consciousness cannot be without purpose. Once it is, everything has purpose. So a soul lesson, it's something that makes me become who I am, and it makes me gain a deeper understanding of everything that happens in my life. And yes, after each and every soul lesson, I become a better person, and my life improves, even if the soul lesson involves a lot of suffering. But I have a better life after it, because I am more complex, I am at peace with myself, and many of the reasons why I was suffering are now gone.